I didn't, I was missing a scripture before, so I go ahead. I was talking about different churches in the previous video. And in fact, if we go and read Matthew chapter 10, verse 5 and 6, verse 12, Jesus sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter you not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So, they were commanded to preach the gospel only to the Jews, to the Israeli people. And there is a very interesting scriptures when one day Jesus in chapter 15 of Matthew, verse 24, he was on the coast of Tyre and Sidon, and behold, a woman of Canaan, which is no Israelite, came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with the devil. But he answered not a word. Strange, because Jesus is always kind and loving. Why he didn't answer? And his disciple came and besought him, saying, Send her away, for she cried after us. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But she wasn't offended. Probably she knew the doctrine. Probably she knew why the Lord was acting like that. And she said, Well, then came she and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me. But he answered and said, It is not meet to take the children's bread and to cast it to dogs. Man, I would be offended, probably. He compared her to the dogs. But she was calm. She still was asking, and she said, even the dogs eat the bread when it fallen from the table. And so Jesus was willing to help her, even though he wasn't supposed to do it. Let's see what's happening in Acts chapter 11, verse 18, because he's always talking about the last sheep. Who are those last sheep? Because, you are thinking those last sheep are just in Israel. Well, let's see. Micaiah chapter 4, verse 1 and 6 and 7. But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established in the top of the mountains, and he shall be exalted above the hills. This is interesting because he's talking about the temple in the last days. It should be above the hills. And verse 6 says, In that day, said the Lord, will I assemble her that halted, and I will gather her that is driven out, and her that I have afflicted. And I will make her that halted a remnant, and her that was cast far off a strong nation. And it doesn't mention the last sheep. He explained that those sheep are free because he says one is halting, the other is driven out, and the third one is afflicted. From her had halted, there would be a remnant. And that's true. Even today, the Jews, because the Jews were the halted sheep, because they always were jumping from a place to another, and they never were faithful to the Lord. So, and the fulfillment is, you know, even today there is a remnant in Israel. And Herod was cast far off, a strong nation. We can say that United States is a strong nation. Anyway, let's go ahead and see what another prophet is talking about those lost sheep. In Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 19 and 20, behold, at that time I will undo all that afflicted thee, and I will save her that halted again, and gather her that was driven out, and I will get them praise and fame in every land that where they have been put to shame. At the time will I bring you again, even in the time that I gather you. For I will make you a name and a praise among all people of the earth, when I turn back your captivity before your eyes, said the Lord. So we have here three different, like in Micaiah, sheep, lost sheep. And it says here that it's even more clear. Let's see what Jesus said when he appeared on this continent in 3rd Nephi chapter 15 verse 11 to 24. I won't read everything, but and now it came to pass that when Jesus had spoken these words, he said unto those 12 whom he had chosen, You are my disciples, and you are a light unto these people who are a remnant of the house of Joseph. And behold, this is the land of your inheritance, and the Father hath given it unto you. And not at any time had the Father given me the commandment that I should tell it unto your brethren at Jerusalem. Neither at any time had the Father given me the commandment that I should tell unto them concerning the other tribes of the house of Israel, whom the Father had led away out of the land. This much did the Father command me, that I should tell unto them that other sheep I have, which are not of this fold. Them also I must bring, and they shall hear my voice. And verily I say unto you, that you are they whom I said, other sheep I have, which are not of this fold. If you read in chapter 10 of John, I guess verse 15, this same verse is quoted. So, let's see. Let's go ahead. If we go back to chapter 12 of Apocalypse or Revelation, verse 13 to 17, it says, And when the dragon saw that he was cast unto the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child. And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle. Again, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place where she nourished for a time and times and half a time from the face of the serpent. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God, and have the testimony of Jesus Christ. And I'm going to explain this in the next video.